From the Steinbach Fire Department, we are joined by Russ, Reimer, and Jade Gryba. Good morning.
Morning.
It's so good to have you guys join us. I know that the fire department has grown tremendously over the years, and you guys are always looking for good recruits in our community. And you're actually starting a recruitment campaign now, aren't you?
Yes, that's correct. We are starting a recruitment campaign as of today. So I do believe today, September 13th, the hiring period begins into October, and we are looking to hire hopefully at least 10 new recruits, but also we often will take 12 if there's really good candidates in there, and we're hoping to hire that by the end of October, I believe, with a January start date.
So what does it take to get 10 to 12 solid recruits? Like, how many people do you need applying to get the cream of the crop so that you know you have 10 to 12 solid candidates?
Yes, so to get cream of the crop, we typically over the years we've had our open houses that a lot of people have taken part in. So and at the open houses we've often set up a training booth with instructors there and training officers to talk with people about what it's like to be a volunteer firefighter. That's actually, we spoke with Jade here like that, and her parents and her family, and we often start to lay out the groundwork at those events, and it gets people thinking, and then we end up with them coming in as an application. We also, obviously do it through social media like this, and with you guys at Golden West, and then the city of Steinbach post stuff, and we put a big banner up on the building. But I think a lot of our the people we've chosen in the past has come out of one-on-one conversations. I know I've spoken with people that we've ended up hiring, and now since COVID, we kind of closed up the doors for a while, and we haven't had the ability to get ourselves out there like normal. So we really wanted to spend time with you on the radio station today and do as much as we could. What it really takes to find 10 good applications is we need about 60 to 70 applications to come in that we can pick from.
Okay, I'm sure you get a lot of people who are curious, and then they start down that process and they go, wait, no, this isn't actually for me. Am I right? Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and even out of the 60, some people unknowingly apply here thinking that's a career department because it's a pretty big city. So they think they can live somewhere else. So often out of the 60 applications that come in, 30 of them already might be ineligible, leaving us with 30 really good applications that we can look at and put through our process. So we hope out of all this to get 30 that we want to interview and put through our physical test.
Yeah. So Jade, how old were you when you signed up, when you applied to be a recruit?
I was 19 years old.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to know two things. What made you think I want to be a firefighter? And what made you kind of stumble? What were any hurdles that you thought, well, how could I be a firefighter? Come on.
Well, it kind of sparked a little bit when I was kind of driving to work, and I saw the sign outside the department here, and I never really, I knew the fire department was there, but they had an orientation sign, kind of like, come see, it's like an info night type thing. I was like, well, why not? Why couldn't I be a firefighter? What's stopping me? I know it's a male-dominated profession, so I'm always up for challenges. I thought, why not go? Let's see, let's hear some information. And Chief Reimer was running the night, and he's a great talker, and he gave us a lot of information. And I went home and I asked my parents, are you guys willing to support me in this? It's not a career, but it's definitely a commitment, right? So yeah, they said for sure 100%. And I sent him an application. So
okay,
it's kind of up in the air. Will I get it? Will I not? I hope I will. So
well, what were some hurdles that made you kind of think, I don't even know if I'd be able to do this?
Well, I know it's a physically demanding job for sure. And commitment wise, I didn't know, obviously it's a paid on call department. So, being, willing to just kind of drop anything you're doing at any time, it's something that takes commitment, and for sure, can be a challenge with people who have families and stuff like that. Luckily, I don't have a family. like that I have kids and a husband or whatever, but
Right.
so it made it easier, but there's definitely a lot of people in this department who it takes quite commitment. So good thing at the info night, Chief Reimer really broke that down, and he kind of, you know, drilled it in our head that this takes commitment here for sure.
Yeah. Well, I love that. You know, a lot of boys when they were little, they said, I want to grow up and be a fireman. And that was the term, right? Fireman. And it's firefighter. Like we have a few women on our fire department, and I think that's absolutely awesome. Like, what were you well accepted when you got onto the crew, or did you feel like people were treating you like, well, she's a girl, like she's obviously not going to be able to do this?
No, I've never felt unwelcome here. It's
That's
always
awesome.
welcoming, open arms. Everyone's talking to you, doesn't matter if it's a girl or a guy. They
Yeah.
all talk, and like Chief Reimer calls it, it's brotherhood here. And if you want to call it sisterhood too.
Yeah, a familyhood. How about that? Let's go with familyhood on that one.
Familyhood.
Siblings, fire siblings. No, that is great. So what would you like to say, Jade, to anyone who's thinking that this might be something they want to look into?
If you're looking for a job that, you know, it is physically demanding, if you're up for a challenge, you also, I would say, you maybe don't need to be afraid necessarily, because I know a lot of people ask me, aren't you scared to run into a burning building? Like, most people are running out while you're running in, right? And my answer to that is, through the training department, through the 10 months of training you kind of go through here, you kind of learn to build that courage to actually go in there, because you now know what you're doing, right?
Yeah.
Whereas if you're just a pedestrian on the street, you don't know what you're doing running into a building like that. And I think Steinbach does a really good job of breaking that down and making sure you know all the steps and the training that goes into it. It's a lot of hard work, but it's definitely worth it. I love this job more than anything.
Trusting your training, trusting your equipment, trusting workers around you.
Yes.
You're not going into a complete unknown that way. What has been one of the most rewarding moments in your time as a firefighter?
I ran into a mother of like in town here that we know as a family, and she said that her and her daughter were across the street at First Choice Convenience, and I guess we had come back from a call or a training or something, and she said that, like, was that you? You kind of had your hair in a bun and you were like rolling hose outside on the tarmac there, and I said, yeah, that was me. And she said, my daughter said, I want to be like her. I want to be a firefighter. And I was like, that actually melted my heart. And that is another reason why I do this job, because I want to inspire little girls around town too, that it's possible. It's not just men who do it, right? A lot of little boys will be like, I want to be a firefighter. You don't necessarily see a little girl playing with a fire truck, right? So that kind of inspired me a little bit. And that was probably one of the most rewarding moments that I've had here, for sure.
You are an inspiration. I think that's absolutely awesome. Russ, people that are thinking maybe this is something they want to give it a try, how do they go about that?
Well, you know what, we've got some key dates. Probably the biggest key date we have in lieu of our open houses, where we hope to just pack this place with anybody that's ever had any question whatsoever about a fire career. Jade also didn't mention, she in the meantime has managed to get her PCP, her paramedic license, and she's pursuing Winnipeg Fire with the training that we've given her. So she is after also a full-time career out of all of the things that we've given her here certification wise. So, and you can nicely do both jobs, Winnipeg and Steinbach. So October 2nd, that is a Saturday, I do believe. We have a hiring information day at the fire station. Our goal there is on October 2nd, hopefully it's a decent day, at 9 o'clock in the morning, the bay doors will be all open. We'll have our aerial truck outside. We will actually have our physical station set up. And what I mean by the physical stations is when we do select applicants to come here to be hired, they will go through about 6 stations, just demonstrating that they can do some of the physical activity that's going to be required of them as a firefighter. So wearing a pack, a lot of climbing, and being able to breathe on the breathing apparatus without being claustrophobic. On October 2nd, we're going to have that all set up for people to be able to see it. But the big thing is we want to be able to talk with people. So I've even invited somebody who works locally in town, and he's not even old enough. He's not eligible, but he's so excited to become a firefighter that he talks my ears off every time I go and visit him about it. So I invited him to this event and said, you could meet our instructors and we'll get you even more excited.
Awesome.
Like Jade said, having talked with me over the time before she was hired here, did a lot for her. So myself getting some FaceTime in front of people one-on-one to not only tell them how great it is, but to also tell them how there are challenges that might deter some people. That's important as well. And the strain on family life and marriage and all the different things that comes along with being a paid on call firefighter in a city like this. So October 2nd, 9 to 5, we want as many people in Steinbach as possible that want to stop by and talk to us about what it's like to be a firefighter. We want to talk. I really hope we would get hundreds of people, would be what I hope comes through. And I know that we haven't been having open houses. So if you've been just desperate to get close to a fire truck again, and we haven't been letting you in, just come for a visit to say hi. We're going to have all of our instructors are going to be there. Jade will be there. Jade has joined our instructor department already. So even at a few years in, we have swooped her in as an instructor.
That's
so
awesome.
She is about to start in our training department. And so that's a big thing. Also through the City of Steinbach website, you can get information, call the fire station. They could contact me directly through that. And then on this hiring day, that's where we'll try to, that October 2nd is where we're really going to try to talk about everything that we would have done sort of periodically over the years pre-COVID.
Yeah.
So we're really hoping that your stuff here and with the city advertising and our banner on the building in that day, that's how we're hoping to get 70, 80. Hey, give us 200 applications. I mean, whatever, but it'd be nice to get at least 60 applications in and then let us go from there. Yeah.
Awesome. October 2nd at the Steinbach Fire Department. It's going to be a great day, and I think we're going to find some awesome recruits. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Thank you.